Do you think that you could survive Season 2 of Squid Games, whether that's just getting invited to the place, whether that's playing the games? Do you think that you can make your entire way through it? Today we're going to be taking a look at this Twitter thread that I found earlier. We already did Season 1, and now we are moving on to Season 2. Do you think, or would you, survive Squid Game? Interactive thread. We're going to be going through and all of that, and I would love to know what you guys think about that down below in the comments afterwards. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I am your guy with too many YouTube channels. Let's get started, guys. Over at the beginning of Season 2, he's so silly. Look at him go. What are we supposed to do over here? Is this just the very beginning of Season 2? So I guess we're going to continue on to the next post over here. Game number 0, Russian Roulette. I feel like everyone knows what Russian Roulette is. Of course, this is 100% luck-based. I would go paper every single time, dude. Like, it would depend who you're playing with, too, because, okay, I'll let you on a little bit of a secret in my life. My entire life, I've been playing this game where if I play rock, paper, scissors with somebody, I choose rock every single time. And then the idiots in my life go, oh, it's easy to beat Kyle. He always chooses rock. And I let them believe that because realistically, like, how often are you playing rock, paper, scissors? I'm going to let them believe that I'm, like, really dumb. I did this with my brother and sister. Growing up, I did this with multiple friends. I would purposely lose at rock, paper, scissors and condition people to think that I always choose rock until it really mattered. Until it really matters, and I really don't want to do something, or I really want to win the game of rock, paper, scissors, then I will bust out the scissors. I will make sure that I win. So this would be one of those cases where I would do that, assuming that I'm comfortable with the other person dying. If I was there with somebody like my brother, somebody like my wife, then I would just automatically, like, do my best to make the game lose, but it's a little bit difficult too. Like, it's just a really, really tough one, right? This is completely luck-based, but let's assume that we get past it and move on to the next game. How do we perform? Game number 1, red light, green light again, except this time a guy is yelling at you for added pressure. Again, what we learned from this one is you're allowed to move your head as long as you're like this. All right, guys, make sure you stay still. Make sure that's what you do, okay, everybody? Make sure you stay still. But honestly, guys, red light, green light, very, very easy. Unless you have some dude like Thanos behind you just pushing you around. This is incredibly easy, or I guess if there's unless a bee lands on you too. But you're totally fine. You're totally fine. Red light, green light, ridiculously easy. All you have to do is play it safe. Let's continue on to game number 2. Ooh, this is a toughie. This is a toughie. Teams start with their legs tied together. Every 10 meters, one player must win a minigame to move on. The games are, I forget how to say that, Dakchi, Flying Stone, Gongi, Spinning Top, and Jeggy. You have 5 minutes to finish the games and cross the finish line. For the vast majority of these, I would not be able to perform personally. These are not things that I can do. The only one that I definitely would be able to do is the one where is it a rock you throw? Regardless, you're supposed to throw the rock. I can throw things. I'm capable of doing that, and I would get that task. But you're also depending on other people. I do not trust other people. There's, like, the vast majority of people would die here. I don't believe that the likelihood of me getting enough capable players in order to get me across is good. So I would probably get knocked out over here, but if I have the throwing rock game, this is something that I could do. What about that, like, I don't even know, was it dice? I don't remember what they were throwing, like the thing where you have to flip it and then do kind of like this thing. Like, that I would absolutely lose in. I don't even understand the game, but even then, like, look at the size of these hands. You think that you're catching anything? Like, my hands received a nerf in my life. Like, these things are tiny. Like, no way I'm doing any of that, guys. Let's continue on to game number 3, Mingle. All players will step on a platform. Once the game begins, it will spin. Shortly after, a number will be called out. You must then form a group that matches this number, enter one of the surrounding rooms, and close the door within 30 seconds or be eliminated. Of course, everybody starts singing the song over here. It's so hard not to, man, but for this one, it's tough. I would stay with the core group, okay? But once it gets down to the wire, I'm a very physical person. Like, I know I'm a pretty short guy. Like, I'm just strong. I'm deceivingly strong, I should say that. Like, I know, like, looking at my parents over here, you wouldn't say, like, oh my god, that dude is, like, really, really strong. But I have an extensive background in martial arts, and especially Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, so I'm used to lifting bodies. I'm used to lifting people, especially people that are heavier than me. I am more than capable of grabbing somebody, subduing them, and carrying them and dragging them, whether they like it or not, into a door if I need that to happen. If it was life or death, then I would absolutely be grabbing someone and I would be bringing them into a door with me. This is something that I would be perfectly capable of doing. Other than that, I would make sure that I'm always with people very, very close to me. And unfortunately, if it ever got down to a fight to get into a door with other people, this is something that I would win. Of course, it's with all the chaos there, anything can happen. But I would still be pretty confident in my job to get the game of Mingle Done. Let's continue on to the special game. A fight ensues with other players. It was expected as the guards included forks in their meals for a silent little incentive. Assuming that I don't go up against somebody with a fork. Now, I'm pretty confident that I will be able to beat somebody if they have a fork, but the problem is you always risk, like if you're wrestling around on the ground, just getting the fork out, stabbing you. That adds added pressure to it. But again, if we're talking about fist fights, if we're talking about one-on-one, especially if I have friends with me, like I am very, very comfortable in this scenario. I think I would do pretty well, but the problem is like you're in a bathroom where everybody's just attacking each other. Can get chaotic really fast. If you go to the ground, somebody can stomp on your head, somebody can kick your head. I like my chances here, but of course, this is not something that I would be like, yep, 1000% I am surviving it, kind of like red light, green light. Let's continue on to the next part. If you survived, would you stay where you are or get a gun and go fight the guards? I don't know what I would do, to be honest with you. I don't know, because I would assume that it's sure death if you walk out there. But the problem is, I would imagine that people are also pissing them off, so they would want to come kill us. What I would do is, because I don't like my survival chances in general, and I'd worry like, okay, if we're getting an attack on these guys running the Squid Games over here, are they going to torture us or something like that? We already know how cruel they are. That's where my mind would be going. So I would take the gun and I would go with everybody else. If we start losing, I would shoot myself. I would do that because I do not want to be put in any scenario where I am stopped, I'm hurt, I am at the mercy of anybody running those games. So I would make sure that I would do my best, but I would always make sure the available option for me is to, finish the job on myself, because I wouldn't want to be put through that situation and figure out what happens after that. I have no idea what's going to happen in season 3 of Squid Games. Like, are they going to suffer? I would imagine they're just going to keep playing the games, but I don't want to play the games. I don't want to be there. I'd be voting to get out. I don't know why I'd be there in the first place, but you get the point, guys. If you have not seen how I would perform in season 1, you can check out this video right here. Otherwise, check out my review for Squid Games 2. I would love to have you over at either video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Take care.